The holographic star map flickered in the war room of the Galactic Concordance, casting eerie blue light across Daniel's weathered face. He had seen 43 cycles of galactic politics, but nothing, absolutely nothing, had prepared him for this moment. "They're all gone," Jassy whispered, her neural implants glowing faintly as she processed the incoming data streams. Every single Draconian warship, 3,000 vessels, vanished. Daniel's fingers trembled as he zoomed into Earth's sector. The third planet from an unremarkable yellow star had been marked for routine conquest by the Draconian Armada just 72 hours ago. The Draconians, those scaled behemoths who had subjugated 47 star systems in the past decade, had considered Earth a trivial target. Primitive technology. Nuclear weapons at best. It should have been over in minutes, but the Armada never reported back. "The last transmission," Jassy continued, her voice tight with something Daniel rarely heard from her, fear. "It was ... strange," Admiral Vextheron was screaming. Not in pain. In terror. He kept repeating, "They're not what they seem. They're not what they..." And then silence. Daniel pulled up the quantum-encrypted recording. The audio made his blood run cold. Vextheron, the conqueror of the Andromeda colonies, the butcher of Kepler 442b, sounded like a child confronting nightmare incarnate. "The Concordance wants to send a reconnaissance fleet," Daniel said, his jaw tight. "They think it's a technological anomaly. Maybe a hidden defense grid the humans developed." Jassy turned to face him, her cybernetic eye whirring as it focused. "You don't believe that?" "No," Daniel admitted. "I've studied Earth for years. They're fractured, divided. They spend more resources fighting each other than developing interstellar defenses. This is something else." The door to the war room hissed open. Commander Zia Chikara, a Centaurian with 6 arms and cold, calculating eyes, strode in. "We depart in 3 hours. The Council has authorized a full battle group, 100 ships. If the Draconians fell to some trap, we'll obliterate whatever caused it." Jassy's hands clenched. "Commander, perhaps we should observe first. Send probes, gather intelligence." "Intelligence?" Kara's mandibles clicked in amusement. "From primitives who still use combustion engines? We'll crush whatever primitive trick destroyed the Draconians and claim Earth for the Concordance." Daniel exchanged a glance with Jassy. They had both felt it, that instinctive dread that came from years of surviving impossible situations. Earth wasn't a trap. Earth was something far worse. The Concordance battle group emerged from hyperspace at the edge of Earth's solar system. Daniel stood on the bridge of the flagship Eternal Dominion, watching the blue-green planet rotate peacefully on the viewscreen. "No debris field," Jassy reported from her station. "No wreckage. No radiation signatures. It's as if the Draconian fleet simply ceased to exist." "Weapon systems online," Chikara commanded. "Take us to orbital insertion. Battle formation Delta." As the fleet approached Earth, Daniel noticed something peculiar. The planet's electromagnetic spectrum was alive with transmissions, television broadcasts, radio signals, internet traffic. The humans were going about their daily lives, completely unaware that an alien armada had just arrived. Or were they? "Commander," a tactical officer called out, "we're detecting anomalous readings from the planet's surface. Specifically from," he paused, consulting his instruments, "multiple locations. Ancient sites, Stonehenge, the pyramids of Giza, Göbekli Tepe, they're all emitting energy signatures that shouldn't exist." Kara waved dismissively. "Probably geological phenomena. Prepare landing parties." "Well," the view screen exploded with light, not weapons fire. Not explosions. Something else entirely. The space around Earth began to ripple, like reality itself was water disturbed by an unseen stone. Jassy's console erupted with alarms. "Commander, the fabric of space-time is destabilizing. Multiple ruptures forming across," they appeared, not ships. Not machines? Entities. They emerged from the ruptures like nightmares given form, massive, impossible geometries that hurt to perceive. Structures that existed in dimensions human mathematics couldn't describe. And at the center of each entity, Daniel saw something that made his enhanced mind reel in horror. Human faces. Thousands of them, millions, embedded in the alien architecture like living mosaics, their eyes tracking the Concordance fleet with ancient, patient intelligence. What in the void? Sayakara breathed. The communication channels erupted with a single voice. It spoke in perfect Concordance standard, but underneath, Daniel heard the layered whispers of countless species, Draconian, Centaurian, and dozens of others he couldn't identify. You were warned, the voice said. The Draconians ignored the beacon. You ignored the silence. Now you will understand what you truly face. Jassie's fingers flew across her console. Daniel, I'm cross-referencing Earth's mythology databases. These entities, they match descriptions from human legends. The old ones, the deep dwellers. The things between stars, humans didn't evolve on Earth. They were placed there. As guardians. As prison wardens, Daniel completed. Horror dawning in his eyes, the entities moved closer. And now Daniel could see the Draconian ships not destroyed but integrated. Absorbed into the living architecture of these cosmic horrors. The crews were still alive, still conscious, their screaming faces visible in the writhing mass. Earth is not a world of primitives, the voice continued. Earth is a seal, a lock, and we are what humanity keeps contained. Every species that threatens this world awakens us. Every conqueror who approaches feeds us. Ishikara's face had gone pale. Retreat. All ships emergency hyperspace jumped, but it was too late. The ruptures expanded, and the entities reached out with appendages that defied physics. Ships began to vanish, pulled into spaces that shouldn't exist. Daniel grabbed Jassie's hand. The escape pods now. They ran through corridors filled with screaming crew members, past windows showing the impossible consumption of the fleet. As they reached the pod bay, Daniel risked one final look at Earth. The planet sat serene and beautiful below, its human inhabitants still unaware of the battle raging in orbit. But now Daniel understood the truth. Humanity wasn't primitive. They were the most advanced species in the galaxy, so advanced they had been chosen eons ago by forces beyond comprehension to guard something that must never be free. The escape pod launched, just as the Eternal Dominion was pulled into the void. As they tumbled through space, Jassie pulled up the galactic database, her hands shaking. There are records, she whispered. Buried deep, encrypted, 53 advanced civilizations tried to conquer Earth over the past 1,000,000 years. All vanished. The galaxy always forgot, always ignored the warnings. And now we're the warning, Daniel finished grimly. Their pod was one of 17 that escaped. 17 witnesses out of 10,000 crew members. The Concordance would hear their report. They would see the evidence, and like every civilization before them, they would eventually forget, because that was the most terrifying truth of all. The galaxy needed to forget what slept beneath Earth's surface, guarded by a species that appeared primitive by design. Humanity's greatest weapon wasn't technology or strength. It was that nobody ever believed the warnings, until it was far too late.